Hey y'all, I hope that you're doing well today or tonight. This video is gonna be some more rambling, but I thought I would add a couple of simple sounds to the video as well. So, I've got here the book I've been reading, Hooked, to kind of tap on and maybe ruffle some of the pages on, as well as this For You album that's kind of still wrapped in the cellophane too. Kind of crinkle on as well. So every few minutes or so, I'll kind of take a small break from talking and we'll make a couple of sounds as requested in the comments. It's not gonna be too long, but you gotta start somewhere, right? First of all, I feel as though I need to say thank you again to all of you. We're already at over 500 subscribers in like 3 days, which is absolutely insane to me. So thank you again. I feel like I've thanked you every video so far, which I guess is a good thing. You guys deserve the thanks. So yeah, thank you for 500 subscribers and for watching me talk about a whole lot of nothing, really. Yeah, thank you very, very much. Another comment that I saw only a few short hours ago was someone mentioning the Sunday scaries. Now, at the time of me making this video, it is very late Sunday evening. And I've got to say, I didn't know that there were a lot of people that got the Sunday scaries like I do. I've never really thought about it until I saw that comment. I didn't know there was a name for it until a few hours ago. So, now I know. But for those of you who don't know or haven't heard the term before, like myself, the Sunday scaries is basically anxiety about the coming work week being most people's last day off before returning for the week. So you kind of get overwhelmed with the thoughts of what's gonna happen during your week and responsibilities and so on and so forth. I found the comment interesting because I've had that my entire life. I remember back when I was in school, it was far, far worse than it is for me now. I still hate to see the weekend go because I have to go to work when it's over, just like everybody else. But it's a lot more manageable for me now, because I actually quite enjoy my work, so it makes it a little bit easier. But when I was still in school, all years since I was just in elementary school all the way to high school, I hated Sunday. In fact, sorry, it got so bad at one point in high school that I would get the pre-Sunday scaries. I would get the Saturday scaries because I knew tomorrow's Sunday and that's the last day of the weekend, right? So now I gotta be anxious about the last day of the weekend before it's even started. Which, in hindsight, was a little silly of me. But maybe silly isn't the right term, because it's not necessarily something that you can control. When you are going to do something that you aren't necessarily looking forward to, I think it's pretty natural to be a little anxious or nervous. But I kind of found that the more I would spend my Sundays, and at the end my Saturdays, dreading what was to come, the less I would enjoy them. I think living in the future tends to cause more trouble than good. It's different from person to person, of course. But for me personally, living in the future seems to only cause me grief. Now, there's nothing wrong with planning ahead about certain things and dreaming of the future. But I think for me, I need to do it in a more healthy way, which involves thinking more of the good that's to come rather than the bad or the mundane. Because when I live in the future, I ruin the present moment that I'm in, which is not very fun, as you can imagine. So, that's something that I've been trying to be a little bit more mindful of these past few years, is just trying to ground myself in the now instead of worrying so much about the future. Now, that is a lot easier said than it is done. There is a lot of days still, and a lot of moments where I get in my own head and start overthinking about a million different things. But I've gotten a little bit better at it. Anyhow, to all of you out there that are experiencing the Sunday scaries, even if your Sunday scaries don't necessarily fall even if your Sunday scaries don't necessarily fall on a Sunday, just know that you've got lots of people in the same boat, and that you're going to be just fine. Tomorrow is going to be a good day. It is what you make of it, right? So, I think we'll take a short break with that being said, and just do a minute or two of some sounds. Do I want to start with the CD or the book? I think we'll start with the book. Oh, I should mention, feel free to skip around through the video as you see fit. If you just want to hear me tap on a book and a CD, please, by all means, skip all the nonsense that I tend to speak. You won't hurt my feelings. I understand. Anyway, got my book here. Let's begin. I hope that's not too harsh sounding. Also, forgive my shaky hands. I've always shaken quite a bit. I'm going to try to not bump the microphone too much. Okay. I hope that was okay. It's the first time doing that, so I'll only get better with practice. So bear with me if that wasn't the best. Anyhow, I got a couple of comments about my guitar in the background, and today I guess you can kind of see my bass as well. A lot of people thought it looked cool, and I really appreciate the kind words. It is my favorite guitar. I've had it for I believe, 8 years now. So, quite some time. been a part of my life for a third of my life. It's weird to think of it in that way, I've got to say. I'd actually gotten that guitar as a gift for my 16th birthday. Sorry, my desk is really liking to make a lot of noise tonight. Anyway, I got it as a gift for my 16th birthday, and it's got a little bit of a sad story behind it. Not too terribly sad. It's happy in a way, but one of my in-law family members had passed away earlier that year. I never met him personally, but he was a musician, and when he passed away, they didn't know what to do with his instruments. They meant a great deal to him, from what I've been told. So, what they decided to do was that they had heard that I was quite into guitar and music, and so, very generously of them, they decided to gift it to me for my birthday, which was a very, very big deal, and I felt incredibly grateful for something like that. So, even though I've never met the previous owner of that guitar, other family members that I am close with have, and from what I understand, he was a very, very kind person. So, all of my instruments are special to me, but that one is the most special because it's important to other people, and it's a part of their family. So, I take very, very good care of it, and I treat it very, very well, and of course it's a joy to play. It's a very nice guitar. When I had received it, it came in a hard case, and in the case was some of his prior music that he had wrote. Nothing too in-depth. It was a piece of blank printer paper, so no lines on it or anything. And it had chord changes and some lyrics written on it that he had wrote to go with it for the song he was writing before he had passed. Excuse me. And it was just very surreal, maybe, is a way of putting it. To see somebody's past work, that's not around anymore. I still have it to this day. It's still in the case. And I can't help but go back and look at it every now and again. Music says a lot about people. And I can tell from the lyrics that he wrote and the way he composed the song that he was indeed a very kind and patient man. So, every time I play that guitar, even though I don't know him and he does not know me, I hope every time that I play it, I'm able to do him a little bit of justice. Just a thought of mine. I hope that wasn't, hope that didn't bring down the mood or anything. I don't mean to sound sad or morbid. I have a lot of respect for him. But I thought the history of it was something interesting to share with all of you. While we're on the topic, or since we're on the topic of music, I suppose we can take a short break and do a little bit of tapping on the CD. The cellophane kind of sticks to my fingers. Kind of an interesting, although kind of weird sound. Alright. I hope that was okay. That might be, excuse me, that rapping may be a little too harsh sounding for something like this. Let me know down below if that was alright, or maybe too much. Need some improvement. I welcome all feedback. As I've said, I feel like a million times now. I'm new to this. So, not everything I do is gonna be maybe up to your usual standards. For that, I apologize. I tend to pick things up fairly quickly, so hopefully I'll be there soon. So, also, sorry if you hear rubbing noises in the background. I tend to rub my hands together a lot when I'm sitting. Again, I'm half Italian, so I talk with my hands a lot. But I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to bump the microphone, so I'm trying to keep them a little more in my lap, and I can't help but move them around and mess with them. I'm sorry. I have a couple of, while I'm on the subject of rubbing my hands together, I've got quite a few calluses. Excuse me. I've got quite a few calluses on my hands from a couple of things. Guitar and bass being one of them. So my fingertips are a little tough and rugged. Worn down is probably a better and fairer term. But I also have calluses running along my palms. My palms. You can't really make it out on camera. But sometimes I kind of feel like, you know how dogs and cats have those little pads on their feet? I kind of feel like I have those on my hands sometimes. They're getting a little bit out of hand. On the plus side of that, I'm able to pick up a lot of pretty hot things without burning myself, which is nice. I drink a lot of tea, so I'm able to grab the cup a little bit earlier than most. It's like my superpower. But I don't know. I feel like my hands have gotten... This is a weird subject, I'm sorry. It's just what came to mind. But I feel like my hands have gotten like thicker the past year. I used to have more slender fingers and skinnier hands. But recently, I feel like they're just a lot bigger than they used to be. Sorry, what a strange thing to say. What a weird observation. But yeah, I don't know. It's true. I feel like they're a little bit bigger than they used to be. Not like longer. They're just like thicker. It's weird. I don't know. I haven't done anything different, so maybe maybe that's just what happens when you get older. I'm not really that old. I'm 24, so I don't know if I have earned the right to say old yet. I think the answer to that is no, is what a lot of people would tell me. I've got a co-worker of mine who I don't see very often, but every now and again I'll bump into him and we make a little bit of small talk and ask what we've been up to. He's very kind. And I believe about a month ago, he told me that his birthday was coming up. And so, of course, I told him, hey, happy birthday. I hope that it's a good one. And then I asked, how old are you turning? Now, this coworker of mine, I honestly thought that he was around 38 to 42 years old, something in that ballpark. Late 30s, early 40s. I asked him how old he was turning, and he told me he was turning 50 years old. I could not believe it. He looked incredibly young for his age. I never would have guessed in a million years that he was 50 years old. I'm still surprised, if you can't tell. And it's been over a month. But if you ever saw him, I feel like most people would be inclined to agree with me. He does not look 50. I feel like I'm gonna have probably the opposite happen to me. I feel like I'm gonna age very poorly. I don't really have a good reason to believe that, but it's just a hunch. Seeing the rest of my family, this hair of mine is not going to last me forever. Luckily for me, it hasn't started thinning yet. But I do believe that it is inevitable for me. Yeah, I don't know what I look like bald. I've never been bald before. I've always had longer hair. Never had super short or like clean cut hair. So I don't really know how that's gonna go for me. Luckily for me, I can grow a decent beard if I let it out. I don't like growing my beard these days, but maybe when I'm older, that'll help me out a little bit. The beard will be like makeup for my baldness. That's going to happen. Sorry, by the way, about my kind of unkempt face today. It's Sunday, and I was too lazy to shave. might look a little rough around the edges. I suppose it doesn't matter all too much. I like to keep my face clean shaven, but the problem with that is that I have to shave every single day. It grows back really fast, so I have to shave every morning, or I'll have like a stubble beard, like I have currently. The problem with that is that I have very sensitive skin on my neck. So if I shave every day, it gets all irritated and red and excuse me, it gets irritated and red. Very unpleasant. So I've kind of settled on doing shave one day, skip the next, and then shave again. So every other day I like to shave, and I still get irritated sometimes. My face does, and my neck. Anyway, as I'm sure you're hearing, my voice is starting to go out. So, I'm going to end the video. Sorry, there's guts. I'm going to end the video here for the evening. I think I'll send you out with a little bit more tapping on the book. So, again, thank you for watching, everybody. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day or night.